Men and women share 98.5% of their DNA. We have the same organs, the same basic blueprint, and the same drive to survive. But that tiny 1.5% difference? It created two completely different survival strategies that allowed our species to conquer the planet. For thousands of years, evolution ran an experiment. It didn't create a better sex. It created two specialists. Two biological approaches designed to solve different problems in a brutal, unforgiving world. One was built for endurance, immune resilience, and long-term stability. The other was built for explosive power, risk-taking, and genetic variation. This isn't about superiority. It's about specialization. And those specializations are why humanity didn't go extinct during the Ice Age. Let's break down exactly what evolution gave each half of humanity that the other doesn't have. We start with what biologists call the survival advantage. Not strength measured in muscles, but strength measured in one critical metric: the ability to stay alive when everything goes wrong. Women have a significantly more aggressive immune system than men. This is driven by estrogen, which acts like a turbo boost for antibody production. When a virus or bacteria invades, the female immune response hits harder and faster. But why? Evolution built the female body for generational survival, not just making it through today, but making it through decades. Throughout human history, during plagues, famines, and epidemics, women survived at measurably higher rates than men. This wasn't luck. It had superior biological defense systems. The female body is also a metabolic hybrid. It can switch between burning fat and carbohydrates more efficiently than the male body. During food scarcity, this flexibility extends survival time by weeks. Like a hybrid car that switches fuel sources, the female metabolism adapts to whatever energy is available. The pain processor. Here's something most people don't know. The female nervous system processes pain fundamentally differently from the male system. It's not about having a higher pain threshold. It's about endurance. The ability to function through sustained, high-intensity pain for hours or even days. This adaptation exists because of one of the most demanding physical tasks any human performs: childbirth. The female pain processing system had to evolve to handle prolonged trauma while remaining functional. This isn't about suffering. It's about biological engineering that allows continued operation under conditions that would shut down most systems. This resilience extends beyond pain. It shows up in recovery rates from illness, adaptation to extreme stress, and long-term health outcomes. The female body is built to endure. The enhanced sensors. Women typically have superior color differentiation compared to men. Some even possess a rare genetic mutation called tetrachromacy, allowing them to perceive millions of color variations that are completely invisible to most people. In the ancient world, this was a life-or-death advantage: the ability to spot a ripe berry among poisonous ones, to detect subtle changes in a child's skin tone that signal illness, to identify edible plants in a forest of similar-looking vegetation. Evolution equipped the female sensory system with precision instruments for a world where small details determined survival. These advantages are population averages. Individual variation is enormous, and many women don't have these traits, while some men do. But the patterns reveal evolutionary strategies. If the female strategy was endurance, the male strategy was explosive output. Evolution took a completely different approach, with the male blueprint, optimizing for maximum power over maximum lifespan. The explosive engine. Men have, on average, 40% more muscle mass than women, concentrated, particularly in the upper body. They also have significantly denser bone structure. This isn't accidental. It's targeted engineering. The male body is designed for short bursts of extreme physical output, fighting off predators, taking down large, dangerous prey, moving heavy obstacles. This required a different hormonal system entirely. Testosterone functions almost like a performance-enhancing drug that the body produces naturally. It constantly builds and repairs muscle tissue, increases bone density, and enables explosive strength. But this comes with trade-offs. High testosterone suppresses certain immune functions and accelerates cellular aging. The male body runs hot and burns through resources faster. This is a high-performance engine without the fuel efficiency of the female system. It's built for power, not longevity. The hunter's vision. While women typically see a richer color spectrum, men generally have superior motion detection and depth perception. The male visual system is optimized for tracking movement and calculating distance with precision. This is specialized software for a specific task. In a chaotic environment, the male brain can lock onto a single moving target and block out peripheral distractions. This tunnel vision is why men often struggle with multitasking but excel at sustained focus on one objective. In the ancient world, this meant tracking an animal through dense forest, calculating the arc of a thrown spear, or detecting predator movement in darkness. The male visual system sacrifices the broad, detail-rich awareness of the female system for targeted, motion-based precision. The risk calculator. Testosterone has another critical effect. It dampens the fear response center of the brain. This makes men statistically more likely to take physical risks. In the modern world, this leads to higher rates of accidents and injuries. But in the ancient world, this suppressed fear was essential. Someone had to be willing to face down a charging animal. Someone had to climb the unstable cliff, cross the freezing river, or explore the unknown territory. Evolution needed risk takers, even if that meant some wouldn't survive the risks they took. The male hormonal system created those risk takers. Again, these are averages. Plenty of women are risk takers, and plenty of men are risk averse. But the population-level patterns show different biological calibrations for different roles. The differences don't stop at the body. They extend to the fundamental architecture of how we think. For years, scientists searched for differences in intelligence between male and female brains. They didn't find any, but they did find differences in structure. The average female brain has a thicker corpus callosum, the neural bridge connecting the left and right hemispheres. The left handles logic and language. The right handles spatial reasoning and emotion. A thicker bridge means faster communication between them. This creates what neuroscientists call integrative processing. The female brain tends to activate multiple regions simultaneously when solving problems, pulling from logic, emotion, memory, and language centers at once. This is why women often show advantages in verbal fluency and can articulate complex thoughts that blend analytical and emotional components. The often referenced female intuition is frequently just high-speed processing of social and emotional data that the conscious mind hasn't caught up with yet. The male brain tends to have stronger connections within each hemisphere rather than between them, front to back, perception to action. This creates a more compartmentalized structure. This architecture is optimized for spatial reasoning and motor response. It's why men often show advantages in mentally rotating three-dimensional objects or navigating through unfamiliar territory without references. The male brain can separate the emotional response from the physical task, which in dangerous situations allowed for execution without hesitation. Neither architecture is better. They're optimized for different cognitive tasks. And it's critical to remember, these are average differences in populations. The variation within each sex is far greater than the average difference between them. There's one more layer to this evolutionary strategy, and it's the most controversial: how genetic variation appears differently across the sexes. Some research suggests males show wider distribution in certain physical and cognitive traits, not better or worse on average, but more variation at the extremes. Females tend to cluster closer to population averages, showing more consistency. If this pattern holds, it might represent different evolutionary strategies: genetic stability versus genetic experimentation. The female line provides consistency, ensuring the species doesn't drift too far from a successful formula. The male line provides variation, testing new combinations that might offer advantages in changing environments. When a genetic mutation appears in males, if it's harmful, it's removed from the gene pool quickly. If it's beneficial, it can spread rapidly. This creates a wider range of outcomes. Neither strategy works alone. You need stability to prevent extinction and variation to adapt to new challenges. But individual variation is massive, and these population-level patterns tell us nothing about individual people. They're evolutionary strategies visible only across thousands of generations. These biological differences aren't flaws or inequalities. They're complementary strategies that allowed our species to survive impossible odds. Think about what early humans faced: predators that could kill with a single strike, diseases with no cures, famines that lasted years, climate shifts that destroyed entire ecosystems, ice ages that covered continents. We survived all of it. Not because we were the strongest or fastest species, we survived because we developed specialization. Different biological toolkits are designed to handle different threats. The female immune system that could fight off infections while pregnant. The male musculature could defend against predators. The female sensory precision that identifies safe food. The male risk-taking involved exploring new territory. The female metabolic flexibility that endured famine. The male's explosive power was used to hunt dangerous game. None of these advantages works in isolation. They work together. Different doesn't mean unequal. It means specialized. And that specialization transformed vulnerable primates into the most successful species on Earth. We didn't conquer this planet despite our differences. We conquered it because of them. Two halves of the same survival equation. Two strategies that together created something neither could achieve alone. The next time someone asks who's better, men or women, the answer is simple. That's the wrong question. The right question is, how did two different biological approaches combine to build civilizations, cross oceans, and eventually leave the planet itself? The answer is written in your DNA. Two specialists, one species, and a partnership millions of years in the making.